Hello everyone. In this video, I will be briefing you about FIN 5063 Week 2 spreadsheet problem. As a part of this task, we will be solving Chapter 3, Problem 16, which is all about creating cash, constructing cash budgets and evaluating them. Okay, mostly we handle with cash budget creating and pro forma income state creating, balance sheet creating, and finally forecasted cash flow statement creation. So first thing is like, let me tell you one thing. Here I have solved in solutions sheet. I have solved all the problems. You can cross check them. You are supposed to clearly do it. Like I will be sending you just a week to spreadsheet problem sheet and a solution sheet. In your problem sheet, you are supposed to manually solve each and everything using the formula style that is mentioned here. Say for example, in your sheet, in your sheet you are supposed to use the same style of formula to handle your handle your work. Okay, so that is very important. So second thing is, to avoid plagiarism, what we do is we try to change the headings. Okay, we are having these headings, right? Cash receipts, the cash receipt that can be issued. In that way you can write, you can modify, you are supposed to modify all these details. Need not to modify these values, just in your sheet use your own formulas to create it. Another important thing is, I have solved everything in one sheet. You can keep everything in different sheet. For A, you can use this one, for B, second one, for C, another one, like that. Okay, so make sure you follow in that manner. Now, the first question that is asked is, using the available information, we are supposed to create monthly cash budget for October through December 21 based on the analysis. Will Noble enjoy a surplus of cash or require external financing? This is the question. You are supposed to create a cash budget for the 3 months, and based on that, you are supposed to provide interpretation. So just by using the formulas, you can create this sheet up to till this one. It is the cash budget for last 3 months, and based on this, we can see that we are having 151,300 dollars of cash is deficit. He need more extra cash to satisfy his cash needs. Like for the business to run it, we need certain amount of liquid cash, right? So similarly for this business, in next 3 months, the person will be expected of 151,300 dollar of cash. So based on this, we can give some sort of nice explanation. We can explain that so how the value is changing over a period of time, you can explain, and finally what is the final requirement that we can say, and you can also discuss about some of the elements, and based on that you can provide interpretation. Overall, the ultimate interpretation is that Noble require 151,300 dollar of surplus to satisfy his requirement. Next question is B question. Here you are supposed to write interpretation. This is very important. In text box, interpretation is needed. For each question, every question you are supposed to give interpretation. Second one is, this is our income statement. Based on this, you just give interpretation. What is the outcome? And balance sheet. For balance sheet, usually what we do, we take assets one side and liabilities one side. And after including all the elements, it is very important that the total assets that are available and total liabilities should be compared. Like if you have total assets more, then you are having very good amount of assets to tell you that you're in a profit zone. If you have more liabilities, if assets are less than liabilities, usually what we say, we are into debts, we need to pay a lot of money. You cannot compensate all the liabilities you are having with the number of assets you are having, so you are in deficit. The next one is, when both things are equal, you can simply say that assets and liabilities are equal. It's a, but we don't call it a balanced form, but we simply say that both assets and liabilities are same, simply that. Okay, so here from this we can interpret that after understanding about the cash, accounts receivable, inventory, and other things in the assets, and liabilities that the company has to pay. When we compare both the values, it can be observed that both the values are same. Okay, same details are mentioned here. From in addition to that, it was also one more question is asked here. What is that? In C question C, based on the estimations that is performed in the earlier step, is surplus is enough, cash surplus is enough or not? So for this one, the question is it is not enough. We need 151,300 dollar more. Okay, so this is for C question, and we can see that when balance sheet is compared, both the values are same. Yes, they are same that we are supposed to interpret. So provide a small paragraph of interpretation over here related to the questions that were asked in the question given B section. One is what is the estimated external funding required for December 31 that you should discuss. Okay, which is already discussed in part A. Next one is how the balance sheet is. It is whether it is equal or not that you should interpret. These two interpretations you are supposed to provide. And based on these values, finally, we will be evaluating one more thing, that is we create cash flow, future cash flow statement, a forecasted cash flow statement for Noble. So this is how we do. Here also, when we see the sources of cash, we are supposed to identify, and use of cash, we are supposed to identify. So bank loan, from bank loan, if we assume that the $151,300 of money that we are going to have a deficit, that will be taken from the bank loan, and we try to use it for the cash requirements. When we budget these two things, we can see that budget, when you have some sort of budget, the estimation should be matching with the expenses. So here the total cash that is required is 372.3, and the total expenses, the total usage is 372.3. These two things we have to match, and you are supposed to provide your interpretation over here. Okay, so for every question you are supposed to provide a proper interpretation. By this you have all the three solutions compared with each other. Sorry, not compared. All the three solutions are provided and separately discussed about them. Please handle it properly and complete the answers. Okay, so your headings, your interpretation will be completely different. Remaining all sections will be same. And one more thing is, it all depends on however you produce the data. See, you can take, see, for example, if you want to modify these things, already you got in Excel trainings, you might have seen it. When I cut and paste this one, nothing will change in the data. So here I, I had used cut and paste here. You can see these values are not reflecting. So by using this, you can modify data like, see, I want to keep liabilities and assets side by side. So I will keep it like this. Sorry, like this. Okay, so that I can see assets and liabilities side by side and the values can be compared easily. In that way, you can modify it, and you can take the whole B section into separate. So for example, I want to take this one, B section, whole B section into a new sheet. So I can cut it and I can paste it here. So it will not have any effect on the data. Okay. So like that, you can change it. You can change your presentation style and you can complete your work. So this is all from my side. Make sure you answer each and every question. You change these headings. These headings, it is very important that you change these headings. You can elaborately write it or you can simplify it. But it is very important that your content is completely unique. Got it? So I strongly recommend team leaders to have a review on the work contributed by your peers and make sure enough changes are there in the document. That is from my side. Thank you very much.